So in this video of drawing dynamic anime poses, I'm going to be breaking down and drawing Akaza from Demon Slayer. And Akaza, he has so many different poses to draw from, especially in those different martial art fighting stances that he has. So it took me a hard time to kind of figure out and find the ones I wanted to draw, and also go through certain ones because a lot of them are either from the anime or from the manga, and then some are from AI. And even now, like the AI ones are hard to tell which ones are like truly the ones from the stills from the anime or the manga compared to being AI. So in this one, I chose because it was kind of him in this little stance, and he has his hand going forward, foreshortened to the front. So since I had a little foreshortened in there, and I like to always draw the foreshortened poses, I kind of just stuck with this one. And so right now, I did the typical method where I start out with the head, work my way with the shoulders. And you see how I added the shoulders early on to show where the arms would be placed before I started drawing the arms in there. Sometimes I'll add the arms in there before I draw the shoulders, but I went in with the shoulders first with the circles and then going in with the cylinders that you see me doing right now. And I added the hand first before the arm only because I wanted to measure out where and how far the hand was going to be placed before I started going back and adding in the arm, going backwards towards the shoulder. So right now I'm just overlapping all the shapes to add that foreshorten, because when you're adding or drawing foreshortened poses or foreshortened arms and legs, there's always a lot of overlapping with the shapes. And since you're eventually going to go over this with the details after you erase it later on, you can easily just erase over it and start adding in those details. But at least when you foreshorten it and not foreshorten, but when you go over it with the overlap, you'll know exactly how to place those shapes and those details. So right now I'm going in, I'm adding in the hand. And so I added in the thumb, kind of like a circle where the thumb would be, just to show where it would be placed before I roughly go in there and drop that thumb in there. And I added in the hands. You see, when I drew the hands, I chopped up that square in half. That way I know where the fingers will go. Now, and I always, sometimes when drawing the hand facing forward, I like to start with that middle finger first, because it's like the tallest finger, and I kind of work my way with the other fingers going down, kind of a way for me to not figure out, but just to know how the rest of the fingers are placed, because the middle finger is kind of like the longest from how the hand is positioned and how it's shaped. So I'll draw that out first, and then work my way to the rest of the fingers. And I've been a lot of questions for finding what poses to draw, and for me it's wherever. I mean, I can be finding them on Pinterest, on Instagram, or wherever. It's anywhere there's a picture, there's a pose, and I just take whatever it is and I start drawing from that. And because I know a long time ago it was harder because we didn't have internet, didn't have social media and things like that. So it was hard to find poses. The only way you can get a pose was you had to go to a bookstore and get a book, or in art class when you had the models or nude models they have in the art class that you draw from. But now, because there's just a vast number of things you can draw from, it's easy to find reference and draw poses. And I mean, you have like a lot of action poses too, or you can draw poses from movies and movie stills, like how I have with this one right here. And especially with fighting poses, you can draw from the martial art movies to take it, and you can pause it and start drawing poses from that. So there's a lot you can go from for drawing poses. You don't have to limit yourself to just the posing books. I mean, you can go beyond that. So right now I'm just darkening all the lines, making sure everything is intact. Because at this point, I've pretty much done with the general shapes of where everything be placed. Because if I was to go over this and add details and draw Akaza himself, I mean, everything's done. Like I already have a layout or a blueprint to go off of, and I can just erase this lightly and just start drawing in, adding details over top of it. So right now I'm checking, I mean, not checking, but I'm erasing that thumb because it was a little bit too far out, and in the picture or the reference is a little bit closer. So I wanted to erase that and move it a bit closer in just to make it a little more closer to the reference. And I'm also erasing the bottom of the hand to make it a little more curved. I mean, I didn't have to go through that with, especially with this stage of it, since it's still, the base model of the character. I mean, I could have just fixed that like after I start to erase it and add in details and things like that. And move it up a little bit so you can see the bottom, right, the legs. Now for this one, I chose a different picture of Akaza, and this time he has his hand out. No, for shorten also with this one. I want to pick something that's a little challenging. Now for this one, because the hand is out bigger, or forward towards the camera, I wanted to draw the hand first. That way I'll have the hand large in the front and add everything else smaller in the back. Even though the head is a similar size as the hand, but I wanted to kind of put the main focus of the picture in the front first before, and then start adding in everything. Because I mean, you're just drawing shapes. You're not really drawing in, detailing the figure yet. You're using construction to construct out these blocks, almost like you're building the clay part first. You know how when people have the little clay models, they're putting they have the foil. They make the foil into the little figure first, and then they put the clay on top of the foil to form like a base mesh of the model. And then after that, they start to go in and add details as they go. And it's kind of the same as drawing. You're adding in those shapes first, and you're trying to figure out where to place everything and where to add certain things, where everything relates to each other, and you're kind of just constructing everything. So everything, it takes time. I mean, even from not making shapes and you're doing it with gestures is the same way. You're still constructing it. And so right now you see how I added the fingers. The fingers are forward, out a little more, and I'm kind of working my way back, adding those cylinders, the 3 cylinders for the fingers, like I usually do, and just work my way from that. And since the fingers are kind of like out more, that's why the tips of the fingers are a little bigger. So sometimes I'll draw the tips first, as you see here, and I'll just add in the cylinders as I go back towards the palm of the hand. So right now I'm adding in the head, my typical circle that you normally have, and the center line. Center lines, I always will add that in there. I made that one a little bit too straight. See, the head and the reference is tilted, so I had to tilt that center line. And the center line is the best way for me to figure out where the head is tilted and shaped, because sometimes I'll have the circle there and I'll start adding in the 2 circles for the eyes and the mouth. But if I don't have the center line to kind of know where or how the head is tilted, then I won't be able to figure out how to add in those details. I'm drawing in the little forearm. The forearm is kind of hidden behind the hand. And it looks funny because, you're just drawing like a little circle back there, but that's a forearm. Especially when you start to draw it out, add details, it'll start to look a little more clearer as you go. Adding the hand and darkening all the lines. Adding in that line for the eyes are going to be, circles for the eyes. And you've seen videos before how I drop in those eyes into the circles. Darkening all the fingers. And at this point, it's pretty much done. Now I'm just darkening everything so I can kind of figure out where everything goes. So when I erase this and go over it and draw him or any other character you want to make using this pose. But that's it for this video. Want to see more videos like this or whatever pose you want, hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below for anything else you want to see or whatever other pose. Take care.